God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power where we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our heavenly Father, a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same. How that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Now to the Lord sing praises, all you within this place, and with true love and brotherhood each other now embrace. This holy tide of grace must doth bring redeeming grace. All tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. All tidings of comfort and joy.
Welcome, merry gentlemen and ladies. Welcome to Unity of the Seacoast. My name is Charles. I'll be your host this morning. And it's delightful to see so many lovely faces out here. And our magnificent music director, Barbara Whitney, and the Gingerbreads for joining us this morning. If there's anyone who's joining us for the first time out there, I don't see any newbies in here. Thank you for joining us. We're delighted you could come this morning, and we hope we can give you a delightful experience and heart-opening and joyful. That's what we aim for here at all times. And if you're present here physically, if you have not yet silenced your cell phone, now is the best time. Because now is the only time we have. We would like to share with you the daily word for Sunday. What are we at today? 11th. Sunday the 11th of December. Should be easy to remember. And the daily word for today is love. I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Love is both a noun and a verb, more than just a feeling. It's one of the highest intentions I can hold, and one of the most sacred actions I can take. Love is the name and the nature of God, the pulsation of oneness from the center of my heart to the farthest reaches of earthly existence. On this third Sunday of Advent, love is also a call to action, an invitation to perceive the world through the Christ presence and live as the love I am. I open my heart and let my love flow forth as kindness, gentleness, and compassion. Yeah. I stay grounded in the presence of God through my prayers, and I radiate love through my kind words and actions. Still working on that one. I trust my loving impulses will reach far and wide. The light and joy I send forth grow and expand to encompass all things. And from 1 John chapter 3, verse 18, little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action. Love. I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Unity of the Seacoast's mission statement is something we have the opportunity to present each Sunday morning to remind ourselves and to let you know what we're all about here. If you would kindly join me. We are a loving, nurturing community dedicated to being a positive path to spiritual living, to to awaken oneness with God within us all. And we recite our mission statement each week. But as we close the year out and get set for the new year, we begin to reflect on what it will mean to us in the new year. What actionable things can we attach to it so it becomes alive in our hearts? Inclusion and openness will be part of Tom's theme for the year. I'll aim for that too, inclusion and openness. Thank you. So if you have the opportunity, please visit our website. It is www.unityoftheseacoast.org, and we have information about what's going on. We have past services, so if there's something you'd like to look back at. If you have. Is that better? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. This is, yep, we're there. Yeah, I'm not going to take that off. But, so, we have past services there. If you've something you saw that you'd like to remind yourself about, or if there's something you missed and didn't see at all, then please visit our website, and you can get all kinds of information there. And also on our website is our donate button. I'll get up close for that one. Yes? Okay, so we use the platform of Tithely, which is very simple, I believe, and easily operated. My secretary takes care of that for me, so I've never actually touched it, but I hear it's really easy to use. And if you don't care to join us that way electronically, our mailing address is Unity of the Seacoast, the McConnell Center, Suite 246 at 61 Locust Street in beautiful downtown Dover, New Hampshire, 03820. And on January 2nd, we will be experiencing at 7 p.m. It's the first Monday of the month, and that's the night I do a spoken meditation on our Facebook page, Facebook Live. And this coming month will interestingly be called Welcoming the New Year. That sound reasonable? Yeah, okay. And we also are broadcasting live at this time on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So if you aren't yet connected with that, I believe if you go into YouTube and search for Unity of the Seacoast.
On the website.
On our website? Oh, so you can go through our website. Yep, I'm technological. Okay, so you can go to our website and connect to Unity of the Seacoast YouTube page, and if you click on it, and what's the word for subscribe? Thank you. If you subscribe to the channel, you can find it more easily in the future. Thank you. It takes a village for me to speak. Okay? Thank you. At an open mic one time, I heard somebody ask the host, "Is Charlie a good musician?" And he went, "Charlie's an entertainer." And there you have it. Okay, here we are. So we are planning our Christmas season, and we have an in-person service the Friday before Christmas from 7 to 8:30 p.m. It's going to be a short service followed by music. We're going to be having a sing-along for the great and fantastic Christmas carols that we're all very familiar with. And so that's Friday night, the 23rd of December. Okay? And so we'll have a short talk, and then Barbara will lead us in Christmas carols, and we're going to have fellowship and food. Food's always a good thing, yes? And if you care to bring something to add to that smorgasbord, please do. If you're willing to just come and eat and sing, we're good with that too. Thank you. And on Christmas morning, we will broadcast our Christmas message. And this will be the third year of our tradition of having the Reverend Russell Highland, Reverend Sandra Campbell, Faith Rivera, and the lovely and talented Lynn Richard, who will be hosting it. That's my wife, in case you don't know. So this is a virtual event you can watch from home. We won't be here physically. Then we begin our year. It'll be on January 1st, which is the first of the year, with the Burning Bowl ceremony, where we have the opportunity to write down some things that we would like to let go of from the past year or past lives, wherever, and we'll make them go poof, disappear, and let go of them. And then the week after that, we'll have our white stone ceremony, where we have the opportunity to meditate and select a topic or a word that we would like to focus on for our being for the coming year. So those are both extremely deep and meaningful experiences, so you can join us physically, wonderful. You can do it at home as well. We would also like to wish a speedy recovery to our dear friend Sue, and we are delighted to have you part of our family here. Next, we greet. We use at Unity of the Seacoast the Sanskrit word namaste, which might mean the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you, or the Christ in me sees and honors the Christ in you. And we put our hands together in prayer position, and we look someone in the eyes, and with a slight bow say, Namaste. If you have someone at home to do that with, wonderful. And if you don't, here I am. Namaste. Out of the way here and welcome back Barbara and the gingerbreads.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plain repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Thank you. That's some tasty gingerbread there. And don't bite my head off.
Run as fast as you can.
Don't let me near a microphone, that's what I say. Anyway, thank you. Next up, I have the delight and joy of introducing our spiritual leader who brings ideas together kind of melts them down and turns them into porridge for us, something that we can eat, and it sticks with you. So please welcome Mr. Tom Scheinla.
Thank you. Melting into porridge. I hope I can accommodate that once in my life. So, folks, thank you for being here. It's the third week of Advent, and I'm doing Subdued Joy. Most churches are doing love, but I wanted to end the year with love. And I also, joy ties in with the burning bowl ceremony, which may seem odd to make that connection, but we'll get to that as we come through. But before we start, we will light the candle for joy. Always take a breath doing this, not knowing if I have enough to gas in this thing to light the candle. But again, success. So today we look at joy. The first week we focused on youthful hope. The second week was faith that developed from Jesus' life and faith in ourselves. This week it's Subdued Joy, pink. I don't know if you can see it. Pink is chosen because it's a subdued color. And subdued joy is that joy that we feel, but we're not so exuberant about it. And I kind of did this a little bit last year, and I'm going to kind of revisit this topic. I'd like to bring you guys back just before the baby Jesus was born. And Caesar Augustus had issued a decree that a census be taken, and all the people must return to the birthplace to be counted. Joseph was from Bethlehem, and so that's where they returned. Mary and Joseph are working their way to Bethlehem, and we learn in Genesis 48:7, Ephrath, which is the same as Bethlehem, is the city where Rachel was buried. Rachel was the wife of Jacob, Jacob's ladder, Jacob who was named Israel, and his descendants are known as the people of Israel. Bethlehem was known as the city of David, and Jesus was born in that city to connect his birth to David, the place of Ephrath, the place where Rachel was buried. Luke 2:4. So Joseph went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, to the town of David, because he belonged to the house and the line of David. Jesus' lineage in Matthew brings him back through David, through Jacob, Rachel, all the way back through Abraham. These are not so subtle ways of teaching us that we were all connected. He's connected to the scriptures, but we're all connected to each other and each other's past. We have things that tie us to each other. Now, what is subdued joy? So I'm going to ask you for a minute to close your eyes and think of a baby in peace. And hold that vision for a moment. And I'd like you to go back a little further. The baby has not been born yet. You visit the doctor. You know the child is within. And you wonder about it. And the doctor says, would you like to hear the heartbeat? And you listen. And at first you're not sure. And then you hear it. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. and you begin to overflow with emotion. But you're quiet. You're still listening to the life within. And as the child grows within, the parents notice that these life signs become more frequent. Feel the twists and the turns and the little kicks. This is a joy at its highest level. And at the same time, it's a deep, calming joy. This is subdued joy. You can come back to me. Love and nurture is a side of God that's feminine. With the womb, the woman owes this part. The spouse may be supportive, but it's in the womb that the creation becomes manifest. Wisdom shows up at a different time. A child is a consummation of feminine and masculine, wisdom and nurture. The wisdom comes in this scenario from the angel Gabriel, who tells Mary that she will have a child. Mary is the love. The love and the wisdom is the face of God. It's that which we create when we see the thought. Within that is God idea. It comes in a message from God's unlimited possibilities. Every possibility is out there waiting for us to manifest. And then we hold it in a womb-like state, and we nurture it until it is ready to manifest. When we begin to reach to our highest self, to live up to our Christ-like nature, we nurture those thoughts on the inside until they're ready to manifest and become our lives on its highest plane. Mary is living the life of nurture and anticipatory joy. It's when she has put fear away and we understand what she means. She understands the newness of life. Hope has grown into peace. Peace has settled into faith and into joy. Hope is that first anticipation when we create something or desire. Peace is the calmness that follows. And joy is the expression we know when it will be fulfilled. Expected parents feel this joy, knowing the cycle of love will soon have completeness to it. And that's what the birth of Jesus represents within us, a completeness. It's the birth of our connection from our conscious selves to our highest self, to our highest subconscious level, to God. But it's a joy that we don't run from mountaintop to mountaintop yelling about. It's something we carry in our presence, something we carry in silence. Yet it is just as impactful. The birth of this consciousness within us is restored. It's a rebirth. It's a disarming of those things that have held power over us. And we do it through the fearless eyes of a child. It's a time when the nerves and stresses are put on hold and the fears that congest the thoughts are diminished. We cast aside the negative. We see only joy as we develop the ability to raise our lives and to give birth to newness of thought and to manifest newness of life. We've hoped for change. We've visualized what it could be. And we have faith that this new path is available to us. We know that we can nurture our path. And now we are resting in that joyful moment. When we look at something metaphysically, or we're looking for an undiscovered truth and connectivity with what we are studying or trying to bring into our lives, we can accept the fact that maybe parts of the Bible are not factually true, but there's truth in what they mean to us. Did Jesus look at things metaphysically? Well, he spoke in parables. The stories he told may not have been true, but they carry truths within us. So I take that as permission to look at his story metaphysically. The birth of Jesus comes near the end of King Herod's reign. New birth happens within us when we are ready to cast aside the thoughts and influences of the past that have reigned over us and controlled our thought patterns. Herod represents overinflated ego and self-worth. It's a state that falsely rules our beings. Mary and Joseph's trip to Bethlehem is a trip of completeness and redirected focus to that which is good. When a family welcomes a new child in, there is a completeness of love. Their focus is now redirected toward the child, toward the birth of that which is new. And we begin to focus on our new identity. An identity no longer ruled by ego or materialism or by false consciousness within us, but we get ruled by the birth of our Christ consciousness within us. And this is when peace, hope, joy have begun to take root and to settle in, and that subdued joy raises in us. The trip to Bethlehem represents a sorting out within our thought patterns, the things of our lives and our past that did no longer work. Our identity, which belongs to ego, we let go, and we start claiming our highest self. It's the birth of our Christ consciousness. This is what this time of year represents for us to figure out a way to be our highest selves, to welcome that part of our lives to ourselves and give it to the world. Mary is that which was within us, which is accepting. She is understanding. She's always been ready to give birth to a new way of life. She immediately accepts the role and she nurtures it. Joseph is that within us which doesn't understand what is happening at first, but settles into the idea of a new way. He first doesn't understand that Mary can be with child, but soon comprehends that his life will now be added to. We don't always understand what the newness of life means with us. We are like Joseph. We get stuck in the old ways, and then we have a change of heart, and the shift happens within us. And we begin to see the possibilities of how our lives are added to. Jesus at this point is in the womb. He is the idea, has not come to complete manifestation. The thing, ideas are created twice, once in God mind and then manifest into the physical or to the tangible. And we get to start each day anew, and Christmas brings home that point that we're nearing the end of the year and we get to reflect. It's a natural time to reflect toward the end of the year what our new year will be like. It's a day of hope and peace for everyone. There are several theories on why December 25th is Christmas. The one I like the most is Emperor Constantine picked that day because it fell on the day that the great mother goddess gave birth to the baby sun god. So Constantine ruled over the Romans, and where he ruled was divided between the Christians and the pagans. And he wanted to unite them. He wanted a peaceful kingdom. So he took a day of peace that meant for the pagans, and he combined it with a Christian day. So at least one day a year, he knew he would have peace in his community. He, like us, struggled with his faith. People talk about when he put the shield of God on, the image of God on his shield to fight the battle. But most people don't know that he struggled his whole life and was not baptized until on his deathbed. But he picked that day, December 25th, because it meant something for all that he knew. Now I look out my window, see that the leaves have fallen. The leaves are no longer beauty. They don't appear to be what they once were. The snow will fall and cover them. But the snow is newness, covering up what we're trying to wipe away. The leaves settle in, and they start again, and they nurture newness of life. That's the end of the year for us. Things drop away, and we allow it to settle in, and then we start focusing on the newness of life for our new year. And there's a joy in starting anew. There's a joy in looking at the wisdom. That's what our past is about. It's about reflecting on the past, what works, what no longer works, and moving into the future, erasing what did not work for us. And each year we find those things that worked for us and those things that didn't. And each year Jesus, this time of year, represents that new hope, that childlike hope. In a couple of weeks we will do our burning bowl ceremony. And this is where the seeds of that begin. We begin to think about what's worked for us in this past year and in our lives. And then the burning bowl is a way of casting that aside and just retaining love. And I want you to think about what to discard and what to keep. Now I'd like you to go back and picture that baby again. Baby's old enough to understand you. It's just you and that child. She doesn't judge, she just listens. And I want you to begin to think about what you would tell that child about you. Tell her about your heart, the love that you have for others. Tell her of your dreams. It can be a he, the baby can be any gender you want. But tell that baby of yourself, remembering that you were there to give her joy. And she has given you joy back just by being her. That's the nature of the interaction. And I would actually like you to do this over the next couple weeks, to picture that baby and tell her of yourself. And if you're human, if you're like me, there are things that you're going to leave out. Things about you that you don't want to tell that child. We all have them. Those things that you're about to leave out, it's okay. Identify those things. Identify them as things that did not work for you. Because those are the things that you want to cast away. And ponder those things during the next couple weeks. Those will become the things that you want to use for the burning bowl ceremony. Now when you guys come in, you'll notice that I have these scattered around. These are for you to carry with you for the next couple weeks. To write down the things that you think of that you would not want to tell that baby. So you get a good idea of what you want to let go. And there's no recrimination in this. It's nothing to feel bad about. But write it down. I cut people off in traffic. My middle finger seems to find its way up when I don't want it to. We all have them. Maybe I don't have them, but other people have them. And write them down, and my book will be as full as anyone's. And keep those. It's kind of the way I make this happen. But remember that the baby doesn't judge. And when we do the burning bowl ceremony, you can take those things and we'll write them down into flash paper, and we will cast them away, and we will be done with them. And we can thank that baby for spending that time with us. So now as we begin to prepare for the joy of the birth for Jesus, we begin to hang lights, wrap gifts, sing songs, listen to music. And it's right that we eat food and celebrate with each other, because there's a certain love that may seem to elude us the rest of the time of year that we get to bring about this time. When we cast away our things, we start to remember this love. And this is why I want to end the year with love. I didn't want to end the year on anything other than that. I didn't want recrimination. I wanted to be a joyful ending of the year. We have a week of love. We cast away what no longer works. The following week, we do the white stone ceremony, and we're off and running. We start our year on a positive, optimistic, loving footing. But this week, joy is the outcome of what we put into ourselves, the preparation, the feeling. It's the outcome of loving others. It's not about them loving you back. It's helpful when they do, it makes us feel good, but it's what emanates from us out to the world. There is no opposite, equal or opposite reaction to love. Love brings back more love. Mary's love comes from her connection to God. That connection is through the child within us. Our love comes through that connection, through the child. It's an anticipation in the holiday. I don't want to minimize it by focusing on spiritualness, because it's a great holiday. It holds meaning for you. There's joy. There's great memories. There's memories with your family as kids. There's memory of food. There's memory of spilling gravy on the table. Everything comes back. Focus on all these things that make you smile. I'm happy to be with my family, my wife, my kids. I know that each year my daughter's going to look at me the same way when we're unwrapping gifts. Last year she said, the favorite part of my opening gifts that say love mom and dad is seeing that my dad is just as surprised at what I got as I am. I remember the year that we bought Bo. It was the first Christmas with Bo. We bought him an electric racetrack. Man, he's going to love this. He spent the whole day playing with a little tiny stocking stuffer pool set. And a nice track. You know, there's stuff to look forward to. I look forward to our caroling service. I look forward to having that play out and just a relaxed, goofy time. I reflect on the year. I think of when we went out to dinner a few weeks ago. That was just an awesome night. Or we went to the show, or you took me to the concert. There's so many things. Hanging out with George in here painting and just chatting. And Frank and Ginny, the lunches, the conversation, and really exchanged worry about each other as we battled stuff. Everyone here we have a moment with. Linda, we were talking last night. We want to take you to dinner. We're hoping you would say yes, because we're not that comfortable people to be around. But reflect on the year, all these things that also made you who you are. Happy people. I can't walk in here and look at that and not smile. Elisa, when you said you'd bring that and hung it up, I was tearing up. Just amazes me. These are the things that make us. These are the things that bring the joy. We don't run up and down the aisles yelling about them, but it makes us who we are. Reflect on those as well. That's what it's all about. The trip to Bethlehem is a reflection for him as well. It's where he grew up. It's where Joseph knew. It's where he started out. It's where he's sharing those things with his family. Take time to share those things. Take time to take that trip in your mind. For them, it was a trip of about 105 miles. She was pregnant, very late pregnant. But still, I imagine that talk, that walk, him talking about what he's going to say. Oh, you're going to meet this person and that person. Oh, that's where I played rocks. I don't know what you played with back there. It was just rocks. Played with the rocks, and you built the house, picked up another rock and sat on it. But share those memories with each other. Remember, there's no recrimination in starting anew. It's subdued. Feel it. Carry that with you. Spend more time with the ones you love. Reach out to those. Reach out to those in need, those who might be alone or hungry. Do little things. Speaking of little things, Tracy, people dropped off more coats this week. Yeah. Tracy did our coat drive. But remember the good, the bad, the laughter, the tear. All those stuff come about as emotions and build up who we are. There are difficult times in the year, personally and nationally and worldwide. But we're moving forward. For every act of negative, there's 1,000 acts of positive. And we get to be part of that. We get to choose joy. We get to react in joy. I'm sure a lot of Joseph and Mary's journey, they imagined the life after the baby was born. We get to see how it impacted our life. We get the words of the book. We get to represent it on each other's face. And I'm so happy that you guys have chosen me to help be a part of that. So I would like to thank you all. And I'd like to take this to meditation and I'll step away.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. The cattle are lowing, the poor baby wakes, but little Lord Jesus no crying he makes. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my cradle till morning is nigh.
I'm going to ask each of you to get comfortable. And take in and out a deep breath. And find your comfortable breathing pattern. We've done this meditation before, and it's always fitting this time of year to do this one. As we breathe in, I would like you to picture that newborn baby again. Fresh from the womb. You are this child's first contact. You reach down. Your fingers entwine with the child's fingers. They're small, soft, little flaky, little pink. And they curl up with yours because there's comfort. see the hair, kind of a mess, but kind of laid back, wispy. The face wrinkles. It's a smile or a cry. It's just that baby's face. And within that touch, there's an exchange of love. Maybe the feet curl. You reach down, you can feel the toes. Everything you do is gentle and cautious. And the more cautious you are, the more loving you are. But in your touch is the safety and love that this baby starts its life with. I'd like you to hold the energy of that safety and love. And think of those in your life who may need that. Those who are sick, scared, lonely, tired. Those who just aren't feeling brave today. And give them that protective love. We are an endless supply of that. It is the gift that we give to the baby. It's the gift that we get from the baby. And it's the gift that we give to the world. And for those at home, if you're thinking of anyone, please type their name or initials or a heart emoji or some kind of emoji in the comment box. And if you're with me here live in person, just hold that person in the front of your mind. And if you're comfortable, say their name, but if not, it does not diminish because you didn't use their name. I think of baby Jace, my friend Marion Lee. Brenda, I think of you. Sue, I think of you. Think of each one of you here. And just look at that baby again. And just smile at it before you come back to me, knowing that you can return to this child at any time you want. Because if we can conjure up this child in this meditation, that child is available to you any moment you need it. I invite you back. Just kind of stretch out and let that settle out. And as we do this, we'll do our collection and our prayer of tithes and offerings.
Bring a torch to Ned Isabella. Bring a torch to Ned Isabella. Bring a torch, come swiftly and run. Christ is born to the folk of the village. Jesus is sleeping in his cradle. Ah, ah, beautiful is the mother. Ah, ah, beautiful is her son. Hasten now, good folk of the village, hasten now the Christ child to see. You will find him asleep in the manger. Quietly come and whisper softly, hush, hush, peacefully now he slumbers. Hush, hush, peacefully now he sleeps.
Divine love adds me, blesses and multiplies. All that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen. And I ask you to join me in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever we am, God is, and all is well, and we are richly blessed. Join me for the peace song, and I wish you joy for the week. Thank you.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, in oneness all are we. In love we walk with each other, in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, this truth is my joyous vow. To live each moment in love, each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with